Sports on Tap is brought to you by the Joe Wright Group with Dobie Real Estate, Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank, Baldman Entertainment, Land and Sea Motorsports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, with loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With news that's jaw dropping, they're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Welcome to this week's edition of Sports on Tap. I am Chris Scott, alongside Frank Giagata and Joe Waddell. Fellows, how are we?
I'm good, man.
Good.
How are you?
I'm here.
Yeah. Frank?
I'm just worried about the weather delay today.
Even though we got a roof.
Yeah, I know we got a roof. But
Yeah.
Well, but there's an
slightly
open
concerned about a weather
Yeah.
delay.
there's an open window here.
There's an open window. We might have a weather delay. So if
lightning might strike inside.
if you temporarily hear us like not talking or anything like that, we've hit a weather delay. So we apologize for that. God, what a
Yeah.
shit show that was last night.
That was ridiculous.
Call
Come
it
on.
a Los Angeles weather
absurd.
delay.
Right, going to watch the game. All right, it should be a good game. Ready for it. Oh, there's a weather delay. Wait, what do you fucking mean there's a weather delay? They're playing on a fucking dome.
It's got a roof, man.
Because there's like 8-foot side panels that have been removed from this building. And all of a sudden, it's just,
Yeah.
fuck it. We can't have this game now.
Seriously, I was just kind of like, then why even have a roof?
Has anybody else ever seen lightning strike sideways? Because I haven't.
Maybe kind of like diagonally a little bit.
Maybe like on an angle.
But yeah, not straight, like a horizontal line. No.
And Frank brought up a good point.
I was going to say, from my understanding, lightning is attracted to metal, correct?
Yes.
Last I checked, I think that's what they
So-
taught us in elementary school. Yeah.
Yeah.
This lightning is going to bypass a solid steel structure, bypass all the metal that's involved with it, just to go through a little 8-foot hole.
And strike a player or a fan,
Right.
which they weren't even worried about the fans because they just let them sit where they wanted to sit.
Yeah, right. It's not like, hey, evacuate, get to the concourse or anything like that. No, don't do
Because
that.
how do you tell a stadium of 70,000 people, hey, I know you're inside, but you need to take cover?
Well, how do you tell football players playing in a dome that they're in a weather delay?
Very easily. You just don't fucking tell them.
They didn't tell the Raiders apparently. And then do you see John Gruden's reaction when he was finally told about this?
We're in this severe weather delay,
Yeah.
and the Raiders are just on the field.
And Gruden's just like looking up the roof, going, like, "Are you fucking serious right now? Like, what is happening here?"
What?
The only thing that
It's a
confused me
roof.
more than that
Man.
was the taunting call. That taunting
Oh, my
call
God.
was, and it's not even like consistent.
No.
And Joe, I get what you said. You had pointed out that when Waller took the first taunting call, well, his only taunting call, he was on the sideline.
Yeah.
So I could see, a spike on the sideline maybe being questionable.
That's the only
Questionable.
thing.
That was it.
Right.
It's the only thing.
But then later on in the game,
Yeah.
he gets another catch, dead center, middle of the field, gets
Nothing.
up, spikes it, starts fucking dancing, and nobody does shit about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
That's
See-
where I'm like, that whole game last night, I mean, the Raiders didn't confuse me. They played like ass.
Yeah, they
but
were bad.
Outside of that whole game confused me.
But this taunting penalty is kind of like how I look at the targeting penalty in college football. It's so subjective that every time one happens, you're like, "Are you seriously?"
There was even one of those last night that I disagree with.
Right. And
Like, it was a good football play. I understand he hit him in a spot. You don't want guys to get hit. I understand
but
that.
sometimes physics take over, man.
Yeah,
it's
you
what it
can't
is.
expect a 250-pound person to adjust their trajectory when
Right.
they're flying through the air.
Now, and especially with the college one, you get booted for the game. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. You should not
Agreed.
get booted for targeting. If anything, You know what? You want to give him a 30-yard penalty? Fine. Give him a 30-yard penalty. Instead of a 15, give him a 30-yard.
Give him 15 in a warning, in my opinion.
Fair.
If they do it a second time,
Then, yeah,
boom,
the second
gone.
time, then you want to boot him? Boot him. Fine.
Fuck, maybe even on the second time, only kick him out for a half. 2 quarters.
Whatever.
But
yeah, it's that rule is just ridiculous, and I know they're trying to keep
Yeah.
players safe. I understand it.
it's a good rule.
Yes.
It just needs to be reworked.
100%, because again, it's so subjective
Mm-hmm.
that you're just kind of like, well, half the people look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's definitely targeting, and then other people are like, no, that's like they'll look at it logically and be like, well, that's not targeting. That's kind
No,
of like
that's called a
physics.
football play.
Right.
It's physics. It's mass moving towards mass
Right.
at a rate of speed that you can't adjust at the last second.
Or you can have the one that Chase Young got called for against Matt Ryan when he literally just looked at him, and
Yeah.
Dude.
Matt Ryan fell down, and they called it for roughing the passer.
he
fell
swiped.
down.
He swiped his arm at him. That's
Right.
that's literally what he did. He
Yeah.
swiped his arm at him, and
He
then
fell down like 4 slow-mo seconds
Right.
afterwards. So you put it at normal speed. Chase Young's already past him. Yes, it's happening quick, but Chase Young's past him, and then all of a sudden he's on the ground.
Right.
You sent that one, and that one was one that made me speechless. We'll go with that.
and then there was the phantom face mask last night.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
was incredible.
Yeah.
That was a sell job.
And
That was a
No.
great fucking sell job.
Remember that dude? The dude that did that needs to be in WWE or something like that. They sold the
Yep.
shit out of that thing.
As soon as he grabbed him by the front, his head jerks all of a sudden
Yeah.
to the right, and it's just like, oh, that was done perfectly.
And even the guys in the booth are just kind of like,
Yep.
wait, what?
There was absolutely no call. The only person who would have called that is the one ref who could not see where the hand was.
Right.
Well,
and that's the one who called it.
And for me, when it happened in real time, they said, "Oh, it looked like a horse collar." And I'm watching in
Nope.
real time. I go, "No,
No.
He
Got him-
grabbed the front of his jersey
Right.
first of all.
And that's the thing. Like, and I had said at first, I thought it was a horse collar.
Yep.
And then they went in to explain that a horse collar is not done by the front.
Nope.
And as soon as they explained that part of the rule, I went, we just got a free 15 yards. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, horse collar is back of the pads,
Yeah,
back of the
back-
neck of
yep.
the pads,
Yeah.
or the jersey itself. And that one was front of the pads,
Oh, yeah.
front jersey, and then they called face mask.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
But it just goes to the incompetence of NFL referees, and it's an ongoing issue, and it's going to continue to be an ongoing issue while you still have senior citizens officiating some of the best athletes on the planet. I'm sorry.
And they're part-time employees.
Yeah.
Who are senior citizens. So it's almost like you have Walmart greeters out there.
I almost think the NFL prefers this though, because you're talking about it basically the entire following week. You're talking about their league, whether it's bad or good. It doesn't matter. They're still getting pub from it.
I want all of the officials to line up. And I want Tyreek Hill to line up right alongside of him. And I just shoot the gun off. Let's have a race. If Tyreek Hill does not lap them at least one time in a 1 mile race, they can keep their job. When he laps them about halfway through their first lap, fire all of them.
I'm actually in favor of this. I like this.
It's not a bad idea.
No, I dig it. I think it's a great idea.
It's simple as speed has everything to do with that game.
Yeah.
If you can't keep up with it, you don't belong there.
More so today than it used to.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, speed in today's game is all of the game almost.
Right.
Yeah.
And without the speed, the refs can't keep up with the game. They can't get a proper vision of the play,
No.
which you've seen plenty of times.
Oh.
Just in the
That's
first
why
4
we
weeks
got to
this
have
season.
4 guys on each fucking sideline.
Well, that's another thing that I'm glad we're talking about officiating right now, because that's another thing. And I even said in our group text on Sunday, like every time you see one of these receivers bitch and complain about not getting a flag, they'll whine, and then finally the official will get
Yeah.
out and throw the flag.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if you're not gonna call it in real fucking time,
Don't call
don't
it.
fucking call it.
No,
Like,
you
I-
look like you're playing favorites.
It does. Like you can't wait like 3 seconds after the play and wait for the receiver to bitch, and then you know what? He probably was interfered with. I probably should throw the flag.
Not,
He looks really upset.
Right.
I think he's telling the truth.
not picking on your Browns, just using Odell as an example, as a prima donna example, unfortunately. But he gets up. I don't need an official to look and go, oh, shit, that was Odell. I should throw a flag.
Right.
Right.
No, I want you to treat it as if it was fucking Augie St. Brown or whatever the fucking guy's name is on the Lions right now.
Amon Ra.
Yeah, that guy.
Ramen noodles?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I was like, I don't know his fucking name. Number 14. Treat him like he's him. Treat him like you've never heard of the guy before.
Right.
Treat them all exactly the same.
I'm actually glad you brought up the Brownies because I saw a lot of analysts or whatever. They were coming for Baker's neck after this week.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't blame him a little bit. It's so he didn't play well. He owned it.
Which to his credit, I'm not his biggest fan, but when he plays like shit, he owns it.
He does.
He came out and said, "I don't know what the fuck that was, but it wasn't playing football." and listen, he hasn't made the excuse, but the one thing I will say is he dislocated his shoulder in week 2 and never once missed a snap, and has been playing with a brace on it ever since. And
so throwing shoulder?
No, it's his opposite shoulder,
Okay.
but it's painful.
Oh yeah.
And
if he did that against the Browns, we'd still be watching the highlight 15 years from now. Because Detroit had a quarterback that did that. And I'm still seeing this fucking play everywhere.
Yeah.
The Rams posted this play.
It's not an excuse. I like the fact he owned it. Every player, listen, it's like when you go to work. Do you have bad days at work where you just kind of don't have a good day?
Every
you know
day.
what I mean?
Every day.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like, listen, do you have days where you screw things up and you're just kind of not with it and you're like, fuck, man, I fucked it up or whatever. Listen, it happens to players in the NFL. And if it continues to happen, if it becomes a consistent basis, then you got a problem.
Yep.
I like the fact he owned it. I can't understand them coming for his head. This season, he was the most accurate quarterback going into last weekend. So, I mean, his accuracy is not in question. He's playing in pain. He had a bad game. He owned it. Let's see what happens next.
And that's even. I was just kind of like, are you really going to come for this dude right now? Like, I didn't even understand it. And like I said, I don't even really like the guy.
I understand a certain amount of criticism. When a player plays bad like that, you can criticize the way they played, and then it's done, because literally it wouldn't be done if he didn't come out and say, listen, man, I don't know what the fuck that was, but that wasn't playing football.
Right.
Like, we're going to leave that where it is, and we're going to move on, because that was just fucked up.
Right.
But he did that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So-
shit, guys were even coming for Josh Allen when he had a couple of bad games. It's like, dude.
And we talked about that, and I don't understand that one either. It's like
Relax.
a guy doesn't forget how to play football.
No.
And you have one bad week or 2 bad weeks, and you're like,
It happens.
On top of that, I look at it and go, okay, so you're going to bitch about the way this guy played for one game. Why can't I look at you and say, are you just holding him to an unfair standard because he played out of his mind for 1 year? Like, not saying that's the case with either one of them. I think Josh Allen's talented. Baker's Baker. I may not be a fan, but the guy at least can ball out when he wants to. We're just sitting here, again, a 1 year overreaction. You're holding them to this elite standard. They're young quarterbacks, dude. They're going to be working on their game. They're going to be changing shit up. They ain't going to play the exact same every week. It's just not going to fucking happen.
listen, I'll point right to, and I'm not comparing either one of these guys to these other 2 guys, but you look at Aaron Rodgers has had some shit games.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Had one of them this year.
I was to say game 1 of the year.
So Tom Brady has had some shit games.
Yep.
He overthrew about 10 passes.
Oh, he did.
On Sunday night.
100% he did.
Like,
Yep.
sailed them.
Yep.
Now I know it was wet, but he sailed them.
That's what she said.
Overthrew. That's what she said. He sailed them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It happens. It happens to all quarterbacks. No quarterback is going to play exceptional and be perfect every play, every game. It's just not going to happen.
No.
And I think sometimes fans and media hold players to a certain standard that is unattainable. They're not going to be perfect all the time. You know what I mean? Nobody is perfect. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how many hours you devote to something you do. You're never going to be perfect at it. And yet the media and fans expect these players to be perfect all the time. They're going to make mistakes. Shit's going to happen.
I'm glad you brought up Brady because I wanted to get in that game, the Patriots-Bucks game, the homecoming, the quote-unquote revenge game.
Revenge.
Which
The 15 seconds it took Belichick to run across the field, and
Yeah.
then everybody in media collectively creamed their pants because he hugged Tom Brady.
well, even that they after he did that, and everybody was like, oh, that was such an icy hug. And then
nobody pays attention to the fact that he was in the Bucks locker
Yeah,
room 5 minutes later
yeah.
for a fucking half hour
exactly.
talking to him.
So relax, people. Just calm the fuck down. But watching that game, and Joe, you've been saying this since I can remember, and I think this. I really hope it finally puts this stupid debate to bed. Is who made who? Dude, they made each other. Just leave it at that. They made each other. Without Belichick's defense, Tom Brady probably doesn't even win a Super Bowl, and vice versa. Without Tom Brady, Bill Belichick probably does not win a Super Bowl. It's simple as that. And people say, well, Brady won without Belichick, and he won with Tampa Bay. Did you see that defense play in that Super Bowl? Okay.
Yeah,
That defense won that Super Bowl. Tom Brady did not win that Super Bowl. That defense won that Super Bowl.
Well, we got to watch Sunday night. Personally, if we could get more games like that, I'd be thrilled. We got to watch a fucking chess match.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
But you saw Belichick's defensive brilliance. Because they were saying it throughout the broadcast. He's like, we just throwing a Rolodex out there of shit
Yep.
you've never seen before.
He said, I don't doubt that he has sat there for the last 4 weeks of this football season
Yeah.
and said, okay, I have to reconstruct this entire defense. I've got Tom in week 4 or 5, whatever this past week was. I have to bring something he's never seen before. And this is a guy that practiced with me every day for 20 years.
Yep. And he did.
And he did it.
And he fucking did it.
And and I made the joke to you earlier. One of them won a Super Bowl last year. The other one didn't even have a winning record. Yes, on paper that's true. But the one who didn't have the winning record had Cam Newton at quarterback, who is,
Well, I'm fairly certain I can throw a football farther than him at this point.
from the moment he dropped that ball, Cam Newton has not been the same quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
We've discussed that numerous
We have,
times.
yeah.
So to look at last year and look at Bill Belichick and expect that he was going to have the exact same type of year as he would have had with Tom Brady at quarterback, it goes along with everything else we've talked about. It's completely out of question.
Oh, 100%.
Like, you can't hold somebody to that standard. It just can't happen. But as far as the game goes, like I said, I loved it. It was a chess match.
It was.
And it was watching Bruce Arians and Bill Belichick. And yeah, I'm not stupid. Bruce definitely had Tom Brady's help in all of that. Nobody knows that Patriots team better than Brady.
Oh, yeah.
The only one who might is Bill Belichick. But watching that chess match happen was just, I don't want to call it magical, but it was unbelievable.
No, it was fun, especially for a low scoring game. And obviously the NFL now, it's all about, who can score the most points. Like, it's touchdowns, all offense. And it very, very rarely comes down to a defensive struggle.
Beautiful defensive
But that was
matchup.
honestly that was an interesting and fun game to watch, just to see how they just went back at each other.
It was never going to be a situation of end of the game, Bucks win, we go, Bucks were the better team, we knew that. Patriots were the better team, we knew. No. They literally just had to figure out how to beat the other one.
Yep. Yeah, so I enjoyed it, but I just please, can we put this debate to rest? It's not even a debate anymore. It's if you actually watch that game and just know anything about football, dude, they made each other. It's simple as that.
That game is probably the only salvation I have after an awful week of performances from teams that I root for.
Oh, we're gonna get into the Detroit Lions?
Well, I figured I'd give you the doormat to open that door. So
Forward down the field.
Jesus.
they did that in one quarter. Dan, I don't know Dan's last name, but Dan, listener on Sunday, asked us what
Yeah.
this team would be like if we got a 4-quarter performance out of them.
Yeah, Dan Pope.
And Dan, as soon as we get it, we'll let you know. We got 1 quarter.
But that's
They looked okay for 1 quarter. They look like the worst team I've ever seen for the other 3.
well, but it seems like this Lions team is giving you the fourth quarter every week. Well, you kind of expect that because that.
I mean, at this point, yeah, I would say that's fair to say.
No, but it happens in most every game where teams are outworked and outplayed. Is the team that has been outworked and outplayed 75 to 80% of the time will have a good fourth quarter because the other team just isn't playing anymore. The game is over. They're done.
So wait a minute. That holds true with the Lions. It holds true with the Raiders. That holds true with the Jaguars. Yep. I can't argue it.
I mean, and well,
I'm just going off of the 4 games I watched this past weekend.
Well, the Jaguars. Listen, you have some hope with that team as far as they looked good in that first half. Chris, you watched that game, right?
I did.
That first half, that was a different Jaguars team in that first half.
Yeah.
And it was a different Trevor Lawrence.
I even texted Frank. I'm like, well, your Jags actually looking like a professional football team.
Yeah, and Trevor Lawrence looked.
Yep.
It was ran differently. They were a lot of run, a lot of RPOs. It was a lot of Trevor Lawrence running, which created open throws for him.
A lot of shit he did in college.
Yeah, and it made sense, and he played really well in that first half. Now, they didn't adjust like Cincinnati did, and that's kind of where you're at a loss as far as the coaching goes. But that first half from the Jags was you could see they have talent. Trevor Lawrence is gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
They looked good.
They're just going to be bad as long as Mr. Saturday Night is still there.
Uncle Herb, man.
And I know we glossed past the Lions. We'll get back to that, but we have to get into this Uncle Herb stuff.
Uncle Herb, man.
Uncle Herb
I think
pulling tens at the fucking bar on Saturday night.
I think we all had, as soon as that dude got hired, I think we all had this coming. And it was just a matter of what week it was going to happen and what week he would eventually be gone. And what is this, going into week 5?
Uncle Herb wrist
Yeah.
deep in some random
Well,
hands.
technically, at that point in time, the only game played for Week 4 was
was them.
Right,
his game.
right.
So technically, it happened in the middle of Week 4.
All right, fair enough. And to see that it was, I wasn't shocked by it, and anybody that was shocked by it, you're a fucking idiot.
Now, I had read somewhere, and maybe one of the two of you knows this factually. Does he own the bar that he was at? Because I had read that he did.
I actually heard that today, that it was his bar or his restaurant. I heard that today. I'm not sure if that's factually accurate or not, but I did hear something like that today.
And in all honesty, not that it makes a difference in this story
Right.
whatsoever.
It doesn't.
Like, yeah, that was just out of curiosity for myself.
But the funny thing about it, your
but-
team is 0-4.
Yeah,
Why the fuck are you in Columbus?
on a Saturday.
Well,
You know exactly why he's there on Saturday.
I'm like, all right, man.
Because he's
See-
the Ohio State god.
yeah.
see the thing of it is, if he stops where the story should have stopped.
If he stops here instead of getting all the way to here.
Oh, I stopped short.
No, so according to the accounts, he went out to dinner with his family, and his family was there for the first part of the night.
Can tell
that-
you who wasn't there the second part of the night.
Right. Then they left. And he decided to hang out with a group of people who wanted to hang out with him and party with him. Well,
She wanted something.
you are a head coach. Well, and by all accounts, there was a lot of people there. It
yeah.
wasn't just that one. But like
Hey,
you,
I'm just talking about the young lady that
Yeah.
Uncle Herb wanted to spend one-on-one time with. That
yeah, and she even put out a tweet, or she put out a picture on Instagram or something. And it was a picture of her with who is this old guy? He keeps hitting on me.
Ooh, so we're gonna play the old guy was hitting on you card.
That's literally, there's a picture of her, and she took a picture of herself and Uncle Herb, and it was a selfie, and she said, "Who is this old guy? He keeps hitting on me," or something along those lines. So
I can tell you in the video that I saw. And now I'm not
that could have been before this video happened.
right. And that's why I'm saying
That could have been the early part of the night.
the 30-second video clip that I saw.
Yeah.
That woman knew exactly what he was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she knew he was Urban Meyer, Jacksonville Jaguars head coach.
But she knew.
or even an NFL head coach.
Right.
Right.
She knew he was an older man with money.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was clear as day.
And then this dude's drinking brown liquor, so he's definitely making brown liquor decisions.
Decisions,
100%.
Mistakes. So if
I think
he
the only mistake that happened is that Herb got caught.
well,
I'm going to go out on
But
a
it-
limb
but
there
it-
and say that wasn't a mistake until he got caught.
But if you're a prominent figure, such as a head coach or an athlete or something like that, and you're out at a crowded establishment, how on earth do you not realize that you're going to get either pictures taken of you?
where there's a shit ton of college kids,
Right.
all with camera phones.
Exactly. And you're just kind of like, what do you think this is like the hell, even the fucking, like the 60s? Like, what are we doing here?
Here's my one question about the entire situation. Now, I've laughed. I've had a good time. Is he trying to get himself fired?
I think he absolutely is. He doesn't want to use the health excuse this time.
I disagree.
Well,
I just think he's just oblivious to
I
his
also think,
behavior.
I do think there's some of that to it as well. But honestly, with some of the shit he's done in his career, it wouldn't surprise me in the least if he was actively trying to get fired.
That's why I say this. I don't hope it. Well, that's a lie. I hope he is trying to get fired, to be honest with you, because I think he's the biggest problem the Jaguars have right now. I'm not saying this is a playoff team by any means. I'm just saying what you guys said about the first half of the game on Thursday was absolutely correct. And I think had there been somebody else coaching that team in the second half,
right.
probably a different outcome.
Well, he is the biggest problem that organization has, especially when you have players coming out and say, that dude has zero credibility in the stadium. Zero.
You have zero credibility, and then you have to walk into your locker room and apologize for what the fuck you did on Saturday night.
And while players laugh at you.
Yeah.
As you're doing it. Like, dude. Like, I'm sorry,
on top of the fact that your owner basically looked at you when you went into his office to apologize to him and said, get the fuck out.
Yeah. That's...
Shad Khan has come out and spoken about it already. And he has talked about how embarrassing this is, how embarrassed he is that he took a chance on this guy, and this is the type of shit that's going on.
I mean, but then again, I don't feel bad for you, Shad Khan. You should have known what you were getting into with this dude.
And I would agree with that as well.
Like, come on, man.
I mean, he did it literally just up the road, we can call it. But
yeah,
look what he did when he was in Gainesville.
Oh yeah, that was like we've talked about that ad nauseum too. Like, you know, in another radio life. But like, people always want to bash on Miami and their like record, their arrest record. To take a look at Uncle Herbs when he was in Gainesville. Mm-hmm. That's impressive shit right there. It's like.
But and just to dig a little bit deeper into that situation, if you put together the whole operation that the Pounceys and Hernandez may have been running up and down the entire East Coast of the United States,
right? Jesus.
Like, that's impressive.
It is.
And I wonder how much of that he actually knows. And I don't wonder how much he knew based on the fact that he should have done something. I want to know if his hand was in this thing at this point. And that's a big accusation to throw out there, so I am not accusing him of being involved. I just would like to know what he did or did not know was going on with that group of people.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I think a lot of his problems right now stem from the fact that he feels slighted still. Like, honestly, to me, I see it as he truly feels that he was wronged by being let go at Ohio State. You know what I mean?
It'll take some brass ones to think that, dude.
He does. I really, truly think he does.
Your players were breaking rules every fucking day.
Well, and again, I'm not saying he's right about it. I'm saying this is my vision on it is he is like the jilted ex-girlfriend that still can't get over their ex,
right?
And still looks back at those days and goes, man, I wish I could go back to that. I wish that would have never ended. And he took the first big opportunity that came along. It was Jacksonville. They offered him a lot of money per year for like 6 years. And he took it. And he thought that would get him over that relationship. He thought jumping into this one would get him over that one. And it hasn't. And he wanted to stay back in Cincinnati, and he wanted to stay. He didn't fly back with the team, which is unheard of for a head coach to not fly back with your team.
Right.
Even if you're going to have a few days off and go do something else, you still fly back with your team. But he didn't. He wanted to stay where he's known for being an Ohio State head coach. So he stuck around there, and he wanted the notoriety. He wanted the publicity. He wanted the it's
the
Urban Meyer
Strange,
right? So that's what he wanted. He wanted to be recognized as that person again. Mm-hmm. And to me, I see this as he's just a lost fucking person right now. Like, that dude is just he's just not thinking, and he's not cut out for the job he took, and he knows it.
Oh God,
he knows it.
And I mean, I know everybody has speculated about it, but even more so with all of those things, when there's a job that you do want, that is right there. Yeah, it gives you more reason to just try to get rid of yourself. When you don't want to when you want to just save face and be gone.
Yeah,
that's a great way to do it.
See, and I don't necessarily think it's the USC thing. I know everybody does. There's so many people.
That's what I mean. Like,
so many people do.
When there's a job that you are qualified for, that's available, and it's a big name like that, I could totally see why he's trying to get himself fired. Now, I don't know that he would take it right away. I don't know that USC would want a guy.
He could have taken it last year.
Who just went through what he went through. Like, this is a bad look for him right now.
It's
this
a horrible
not
look
exactly
for him.
somebody who's sitting at the top of coaching lists.
But see, a college team doesn't care about that. A team like USC USC doesn't care about his resume. They don't care about it, like if he had a scandal or not. They don't care about this. They would hire him in a heartbeat. So would Miami.
Oh yeah, Miami would absolutely.
Miami would hire him in a heartbeat.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
especially right now.
yeah.
And no disrespect to the team,
LSU would hire him in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Do any SEC team would hire him in heartbeats.
You know what I mean? Like
Except
so,
Bama.
So they don't
And
care.
probably Florida.
I think Florida would hire him back.
You think Florida would bring him back right now?
Absolutely.
Until he faked another fucking heart attack?
Yeah.
But see, when it comes down to it, it's I look at it this way: he is not necessarily trying to get fired, but he is in over his head, and he just is he's out of his depth. Like the guy just doesn't use his fucking head. I mean, he's used every excuse in the book to get out of a job, right? And then I don't think it's the USC thing because he could have taken that USC job last year. Truly, I mean, if he wanted that job, he could have had it, right? So it's my opinion that he could have had it. I think it comes down to he just knows he's in over his head with this job. He's not using his right head, obviously.
No.
And would he want a college job? I think right now he's thinking, going, man, what the fuck did I do? Why did I take this job? Why did I not wait for another head coaching job in college? Why did I decide to go to the NFL? I can't do this.
Especially if what he said to the guy in Arizona is indeed true. Was it Cliff Kingsbury that's in Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently they were talking right at the beginning of the season, and it was like 2 or 3 games into the year, and he told him straight up, like, coaching in the NFL is like coaching against Alabama every week.
Yeah, no shit.
So if those comments are true,
what
then
happens.
yeah, I would imagine that he's probably second guessing his decision to go pro.
Yeah. You know, it doesn't make you second guess.
What's that?
My guy Jason Stiltner, Flagstar Bank. If you're looking to buy a home, refinance, or even consolidate debt, give my guy Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631. Rates are currently incredibly low, and find out how you could get $750 towards cost or up to $10,000 in down payment assistance. So once again, give my guy Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631. Flagstar Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546.
That's a nice little deal.
Right? Yeah.
Like, seriously, sitting here, I mean, I just moved a couple months back,
Right.
and I'm hearing that deal. If I was in the position I'm in,
Right.
I would be making that call, and I'm not just saying that.
And this is why, yes, this is why I want to tell people about this. If you're looking to do any of that stuff, by all means, give them a call.
I was just sitting here listening, and I was like, ooh, this has changed. Ooh, 10 grand? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're looking at doing this shit, definitely give him a call.
Especially with, I think, the market's starting to trend downward a little bit.
Well, you're getting to the winter time, and it's
Yeah.
going to start happening now.
Yeah.
And they're thinking rates could
Yeah.
kind of stay right where they're
I'm
at.
saying, man, give my guy a call, man. He'll take care of you.
Pay
100%.
that man his money.
Exactly.
Do that too.
Nice.
So we kind of glossed over the Lions, and
I was really hoping that was going to last.
we kind of glossed over the Lions, and you had to have known it wasn't going to last because
Because
listen,
I've ran my mouth for 7 weeks about how bad the Bears are going to be, that I've ran my mouth for longer than that about how bad Justin Fields was going to be, and the fact that my number one team just got their fucking ass handed to them by both of those things.
What I loved about watching
you
the
know what,
game-
you nailed it.
You did.
Was that why it wasn't going to get glossed over, Joe?
That's it. That's exactly why I wasn't going to get glossed over.
What I love seeing Jared Goff like throw the football like a shot put, it almost looks like when you go to a batting cage and like how those machines are. It looks like, you know,
Yeah,
I love
like he's like slingshotting it.
yeah.
I love watching him try to navigate a pocket.
It's hysterical to me. It's like how do these footballs even get to a receiver? Like seriously.
Sometimes they don't even get to the quarterback.
It's so bad.
He's
Yeah. And that's another way. How the fuck does that happen?
He's got tiny Burger King hands.
Nobody wanted to answer my question, though.
You literally had a snap that got intercepted.
Is it a fumble or is it an interception?
I've never seen that.
It's simple. Is it a fumble or an interception?
I don't know. To me,
I honestly don't know.
to me, it would be a fumble because the
How do they score?
quarterback has never. The quarterback it
But
has
it-
to be a forward pass for it to
Right.
be an interception, right? So the quarterback didn't forward pass
Yeah,
it.
so I think it is a fumble. Yes.
Would it go down as a
I
fumble
believe.
then?
how did-
Okay.
I don't know how they scored it.
That's
in
what I'm
the
saying.
game, but-
Like, I don't know what the technical wording is on those individual things. I know what they are.
Well, if the
But-
snap doesn't get to the quarterback, no
it
matter
got
what,
there. It got
well,
to him.
it hit his hands.
Did it hit his hands or his chest? Because it looked
Well,
like the
either-
chest to me, but either way, it's still fucking
Either
embarrassing.
way, it's he never had possession of it to then throw a forward pass, so it can't be an
be- it'd
interception.
be a fumble.
It'd be a fumble.
Okay. I didn't know if, because it hit him and bounced
But
off
it-
in a forward.
But
did-
it's funny. He
it
did it
didn't
as
hit
he
the
was
ground.
walking up
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
center. And I'm like, okay.
That's 100% on Ragnow. You have to know what your quarterback's got going on.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's some more SOL
No,
shit right there.
I agree with that.
Beautiful.
It was on Ragnow.
I would love to blame Goff on that
No,
one
you
because
can't.
he looked awful that entire game.
Yeah.
Like he looked like the guy that I went, why does nobody want this guy?
Oh, that's why.
That's the other guy. I've never watched Jared Goff play. I was never really a Rams fan. I was last year when or 2 years ago when they got Jalen. But
Yeah.
outside of that, I never really paid attention to him.
And what's great is hearing some of these Lion honks saying, like the ones that said, "Oh, he's better than Stafford." No, he's not. Stop it.
I finally had somebody today, come to realization and admit to me they were wrong.
No, he isn't.
Which they argue with me that he was equal or better than Stafford because he had won a playoff game and he'd been to a Super Bowl. And I said, if those are your only criteria, then Trent Dilfer is a great quarterback.
Yep.
Like I'm sorry, but that can't be your only criteria.
Brad Johnson. Anybody?
Yeah,
I mean,
and Matt Stafford's better than both of those guys.
I mean, if you want to get technical, fucking Charlie Batch has 2 Super Bowl rings. Does that make Charlie Batch better than a lot of people? Like
Nick Foles.
yeah.
List goes on and on.
Jeremy Onkowski says, "Oh no, we suck again. What else?
Again?
What else is new?
Again?
He goes, "What
Still.
else is new?" Yeah, it's still
Everything
it's
you
still.
just said, Jeremy, except for again. Change again to still, and that's the headline right there.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, we had Andrew jumped in here too. We'll
Okay.
read these. He said, "Thank God there wasn't someone else coaching that second half. His survivor pool would have been dead for the Cincinnati and Jaguars game."
I did know that he went with them for his survivor pool.
See, that's kind of on you, bud. I mean, that was a game that was kind of set up for Jacksonville to stay in it. But I mean, I understand why you took Cincinnati. It was you were trying to get Cincinnati in there and play them against another team. But yeah, it was not. I never pick a survivor team on a Thursday night game.
Those games are rough, man.
Thursday night games are too risky.
Well, you also got
They're
to
too
sit
risky.
there and fucking deal with your decision for like 3 more days.
Or just the rest of the season if you lose.
Well, yeah, if you lose, it's the rest of the season. But I'm saying, like, you just question it for the next couple
Yeah.
of days, regardless of if you win or lose.
Yeah.
Right. Like the Thursday night game we got coming up this week. I mean, that's actually a game. That's a good game. That should be a good game.
Yeah, my
It's-
work picked a hell of a fucking week to go back.
Yeah.
The first
It's one of
Thursday
the-
night game I want to watch.
It's one of the best Thursday night games I've seen on the schedule in a long time.
On paper, it
On
should
paper.
be.
On
It should be a
paper.
fantastic
On
game.
paper, yeah.
We'll see if it actually plays out that way. It's usually like the shitty games on Thursday night, but they end up actually being like decent games.
Right.
Now watch this one on paper. It's a sexy matchup, and it'll probably be just an absolute shit game.
I think that's one of the things that actually disappoints me about this matchup is the fact we won't get to talk about it on Sunday. I love talking about these games that are actually good when we do our Sunday show.
I mean, we could obviously.
we can recap
yeah,
what
we
had
can
gone
recap
on,
it,
but I'm saying, like,
No,
when
I
we're
understand.
talking
Yeah.
previews.
Yeah, it's not against the law for us to talk about it on Sunday.
No. Well, this week's going to be you guys' thing, because I
Yeah.
got to go back to work, so this little early morning
that-
bullshit ain't going to fly much longer.
The whole having to make money to pay your bills thing?
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck?
I'm just excited I can sleep in again.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah. You're not going to wake up and listen to us?
No.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one fucking bit.
Real piece
No,
of shit.
we go on at 10:30 on Sundays. I won't be home and in bed till about 5:30.
Oh, okay.
So
You got 5 hours.
that's assuming I go right to sleep.
You know what? Chris brings up a good point.
You got 5 hours. Just get baked. Just get baked and fall asleep. What the fuck's the problem here?
I mean, that's basically what would happen. The problem is the waking up part.
Fair
If I get baked and fall asleep, I'm going to stay asleep.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Makes sense.
In that situation, everything sounds great except the whole getting back up part.
But back to Justin Fields shitting on your Lions. I just can't let this go. I'm sorry, I can't. Because I looked forward to coming in here so much because you talked so much shit
So much shit.
about the Bears and about listen, when we saw this
And for all intents and purposes, I wasn't wrong. That team is awful.
Yeah, that's not a very good team.
No.
And then,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to let you have your fun with it because I have earned the right to be made fun of in this situation. But let's not get this twisted. That's not a good football team.
what's great
they're,
about this?
they're better than Detroit.
Everybody's better than Detroit.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Alabama might actually be better than Detroit.
But you weren't saying that all preseason.
All preseason.
All through the regular
Nope.
season so far. You weren't saying that.
I had hoped
As
that
soon
there
as-
was one team worse. Than
As soon as they
Detroit.
drafted him, you said that the Lions would
I
beat him.
fucking hate him.
I know you do.
I don't think he's good.
What's great about this though is Adam Nagy, your boy.
Yeah.
You know, he still says
I love how we're all owning that
Yeah.
one now.
he still says
Because you even text that in the group text. You even called him Adam in the group
right.
text.
He even said once Dalton comes back, he's probably gonna be starting.
Yeah,
again.
he's going right back.
I'm like, are you
And that-
serious?
So again, that's Adam Nagy.
Which leads me to this a couple weeks early. If Dalton is starting game 2, Lions win, no doubt.
Not a chance. The red rifle is going to slice and dice your defense. You guys don't have anybody left. Seriously, your entire team's like on IR.
Can we get Gerard Davis back?
Jesus.
At a certain point, they're not going to be biting kneecaps. They're going to be gnawing them.
Oh, my
they're
God.
They're going to be gumming kneecaps.
At some point, we're just going to be happy to have players with kneecaps.
Fair.
Oh, man.
It was, now I have to ask. Such obviously.
Yeah, go for it. That's what I'm here for.
How did you feel? How did you feel about Captain Kneecap's play calling or decisions on fourth down?
Yeah, we have to get into that. We have to.
I thought the first one. I was okay with the first one.
I have always, and I've said this on here when you guys have disagreed with me. I've said this on here when you guys have agreed with me. I am always of the mindset that you take the points when they are there.
So
That field goal should have been an easy decision. Not that it would have changed the outcome, but winning coaches take the fucking points.
Like I said, the first one I was okay with. You're down there.
early in the game.
I was fine with it.
Yeah.
I was like, be aggressive. I get it. You're trying to set a tone for the game. I get it. But at a certain fucking point, you need points. You need points.
Okay, and here's another question. Like, and I brought this up a few weeks now.
Yep.
And his in-game management, which again, I said at the beginning of the year, I said it all preseason, and I'm going to continue to fucking say it. His in-game management, now that it's real, and now that it's actually happening, and it's not just me theorizing that it's going to happen, his in-game management is piss poor. It is fucking awful. That 4th down and 5, which maybe shouldn't even have been a 4th down because he probably should have challenged the spot with Khalif Raymond. And if he challenges that spot, it might be a 1st down. If he doesn't challenge it, not to mention, you go up there and you run a play on 4th and 5 with nobody in the backfield, so everyone knows you're throwing it, and you basically you don't call a timeout.
Going to cut you off real quick.
Yeah.
You have an empty backfield when the only thing you've been able to do all year is run the ball.
Not to mention, you don't at a point in time like last week, you called a timeout to give Baltimore time to think about their play. You
Call
don't
the timeout to let Baltimore beat you.
right, and then this week you don't call a timeout on 4th and 5. If you plan on going for it, you don't just keep running a no huddle offense and let your offense. You call a timeout,
Yep.
and you get the right play out there, and you let them settle themselves down. You didn't challenge the spot. You went for it on 4th and 5 without even calling a timeout and getting your players on the same page, and the play call was atrocious.
There you go.
What the
Atrocious.
fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck were you doing?
Sushis and sashimis.
What was I doing? I was laying on my couch watching it.
Not you, Dan Campbell.
I
was laughing.
Well, I was too.
Yeah.
and sad
I
part
was
is,
laughing that whole game.
The sad part is I was too. It's at the point where this isn't about being a fan. Like, yes, I am a Lions fan. I'm not the guy who's going to be like, fuck this, I'm done with this team. No, at this point, it's just.
loser.
At this. I didn't even get the drop.
Nice.
I didn't even get the drop calling me a loser. Chris just goes, "You're a loser." But now it's just it's going to be 3 to 4 hours worth of comedy for me.
That was a great impression of the drop.
I know,
though.
right? I thought it was pretty good.
That's why I said that it wasn't even the drop.
It was a very good impression of
I
the
thought
drop.
it was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Yeah. Last week, and you guys know, I mean, I even sent you the picture this week just being funny, but I had literally painted Die Tucker on my fucking wall at home.
Yeah.
Feeling some Ray Finkel vibes.
You
there.
went Ray Finkel.
Yeah,
big time.
Like after that game, that was it for me, man. On the year, like you guys again ask how I can do this every week. It's real easy because you just got to be able to shut it off. we're 4 weeks into it. I know how this is going to end. Fuck it, I'm shutting it off. I'm going to still go and watch.
It's like watch
but
it, like,
what's going to be is going to be at this point.
Like,
and it's going to be
It's like
fucking
watching
ugly.
a show you know the ending to.
like literally, you can substitute.
But you know, I will literally sit there and watch
Right.
shows that I know the ending to.
like you can
That's
substitute
true.
this game.
I will
this
literally
past
watch
week.
a finale
Right.
to figure out if I want to watch the
entire
show.
Oh, fair. But it's like you could take the game from this past week and you could literally substitute it for like
Any game
X
over the
amount of
last
game.
34
Yeah,
years.
you can, and it's the same game.
Last week's is different.
Well, I didn't say all of them, but there's copious amounts of games you could literally substitute
But this week,
one in.
this week, yeah.
Yeah.
Last week's is not different because the Lions have gone through last week's game before.
They have?
Only in different ways.
Right, that's what I mean. That's why it's
So
different. But I watch games like that because I'm like, ooh, how are we going to do it this time? Because
Those are the special ones.
I like the plot twist. I'm a big fan of the plot twist.
Plot twist.
But it's not only a plot twist because you know the ending. It's
We're
just
sitting here,
it's-
we're like,
But the
ooh.
plot twist is how it's different.
it's how
Yeah.
you get
yes,
there.
it's gonna be different.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
You know, it's like you've seen shows like How I Met Your Mother and Friends, and they're all the same fucking show. That's all they are. They're the exact same thing.
Very formulaic. Yes.
Right. But every one of them is like, oh, we got the exact same episode here and here. But this one's got that little twist at the end
Yeah.
that makes it a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm cool with it.
You know, yeah. Like Friends or Scrubs or
But it's just basically any like I guess
I've never
comedy.
seen Scrubs, so
whatever.
I can't really agree with that one.
I just want
I'm not gonna tell Frank to watch it because he's
Not gonna
hype
watch it?
No, because he's gonna hype it up in his head. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that sucked."
No, I was just going with the themes of our first 2 seasons of our show, that's
Yeah.
all.
Yes. Nicely done.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah, Scrubs is a good show. But anyway,
yeah,
don't watch it.
it sucks.
Don't
I had
don't
no
watch it.
plans of watching it.
I know.
Mr. Ryan Abbott's been bugging me for years to watch it, and I have no interest.
Okay.
You're missing out. It's a great show.
I've heard great things about it. It just isn't one that
Yeah, I get it.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Not to get off topic, where would you put that show in your top 5 of sitcoms?
Not to get off topic.
Like my favorite shows,
Yeah.
I would probably put it in 4 or 5. Yeah.
I think Scrubs is probably 3 or 4 for me.
Okay, that's fair.
In as far as like half-hour comedies.
Yeah.
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 sitcoms.
It's hard to disagree with that. It's just that good of a show,
Yeah.
and that's why like. And obviously, this is what we do. We just get off topic.
It happens. I don't. It doesn't even fucking matter at this point.
But that's why I
What
love
we
Ted
do.
Lasso because it's by the same guys who made Scrubs.
See, and I need to get your login because
Yeah.
I need to watch that show.
It's a good show. You dig it. It's
Yeah.
it's basically. It's
What
like,
other shows should we watch?
It's like-
Whatever keeps us off of the line.
Well, listen, we said
Whatever keeps us off the lines. Let's keep this
It's,
going.
it's like Scrubs with soccer and swearing.
really.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I have to get your login for
Yeah.
that then. But
I'm
it's like
hit and miss with Sudeikis. That's the only problem.
He's great.
I have.
I love
I either
Sudeikis.
love what Sudeikis does, or I'm like, this dude's the most annoying man in the face.
No,
of
he's
the
great in
planet.
this role.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like anything he's in. Honestly, he's like Jason Bateman for me. I'll watch either one of those guys because they're just always funny to me.
Now,
always.
And you mentioned Bateman. Have you watched Ozark?
Yeah,
Is it good?
it's very good.
Because I've heard incredible things about Ozark.
Very good.
Okay.
Frank's gonna hate it.
If you want the truth, I watched the first episode, but the first episode is just like, it's weird because there's not, you can't really figure out what's going on in the first episode.
Just tell Frank a show sucks and he'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome. What are you talking about?
Ozark blows. It's awful. Yeah, you should not watch it.
Yeah, but see, you're trying to reverse psychology when I've watched one episode
I know.
and kind of agree with that.
No,
So-
it's a very good show.
Yeah, and that's why I was asking because I did have plans of continuing that.
Right.
Yeah, it's a really good show. I enjoy it. Season 2 was a little off, like at parts, but it was still damn good.
Okay.
Anyway, so
No,
yeah, so that was. Listen, we talked about having a Frank's entertainment segment of the show.
I just had a good segue.
Oh,
I went, you do. Oh, man.
Sorry,
That's all right. Continue.
I-
I'll find another one.
you're a loser.
you need to be more assertive with your segues.
Sir Joe.
No, in this one, I'm a loser.
You need to be more assertive with your segues. No, I was gonna say we talked about having an entertainment portion of
Is
our
this
show,
the point
right?
I need to get more excited? Joe was trying to do sound check on me when you were out of the room earlier before we went on.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, we're doing a mic check and I'm just talking like this and mic
He's
check.
whole humming it. And
He goes, come on, get excited.
That's what she said.
Like, okay, you want excited? Don't ever fucking say that to me again.
All right. There you go.
I was trying to work out the levels of the mic, and I'm like, dude, you gotta like.
You're not giving it to me, man.
I said it in a very bad way because as soon as I said it, I started laughing so hard I couldn't even check the mic levels. But
Like, if the words were leaving his mouth, he followed them with the last words.
Yeah.
He was just like, fuck, I really did that.
I really just said that.
Sorry, buddy. I had to call you on that one.
I don't care.
It was too good not to.
I don't. It was funny. I regretted the words as soon as they left my mouth, but you know it happens.
We all have situations like that. You
Yeah.
know what you won't regret?
Do tell.
What, Frank?
Whether you're buying or selling your home, now is the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 3 real estate agents for the price of 1 on your side. Make the right move. Yeah. Make the right move and give Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, and Shane Wilson of the Joe Wright Group a call today. Phone number is 248-535-4750.
Nailed it.
Segue was good. Reed was terrible.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Listen, there's no such thing as a terrible read. It was just not your best.
Yeah. They can't all be winners.
That's true.
Yeah.
Joe says that's true like he knows.
Well,
They can't all be winners.
Well, just like our bets from this past week.
Well,
Can't all
listen.
be winners.
Listen, I don't do live reads now, but I've done plenty of them.
Yes.
I was referring to the joke you tried to make when both of us just stared at you like that was the worst joke you've ever fucking told.
Oh yeah, and I actually titled the episode that, by the way.
The one time when they couldn't all be winners. That's why it made me think of that. 'Cause I was looking through the episodes the other day, and I did see that.
Listen, I own shit. That's the way it works. You got to own it,
You do.
like Adam Nagy.
Yeah, that's your boy, Adam Nagy. Joe, did you win the bets this week?
Yes.
You did.
Yes, I did. I forgot actually. Yes, 4
I
and 3.
what? Yes.
I actually forgot, but yes, 4 and 3. Everyone else was 3 and 4. So for the first week, I was the wiener.
Nicely done. Good job, buddy.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, it still wasn't a good performance. It was 4 and 3. It's still not nothing. It's nothing to write home about.
No,
At
but
all.
it's still above 500, so take it.
Yeah, and at this point on the year, you're 15 and 12.
Okay.
I'm 12 and 15.
Yeah.
Frank is 11 and 16.
Yeah.
And Andrew is 14 and 13.
Ooh.
So our listener, follower, friend, Andrew, who's playing along with us, is doing very well.
Nicely done.
Much better than me and Frank.
Don't call me your friend, guy.
Come here, pal friend.
Don't don't call me guy, pal. Don't call me pal, buddy. Yeah. So that's what we are in the year. And speaking of picks, I did want to throw this one out there. Danny Wise picks this last weekend.
I'm sure he did a
were
hell of a job.
fucking spot on.
I'm sure they were.
He went 3-0, and for the year, actually for last week, he would have been plus 9 units.
Oh, wow.
If you'd have listened to him and if you'd have placed his bets. And he's plus 15.2 units on the season, 8-4 record on the year. And if you didn't listen to Sunday's show, you missed out on some money because if you followed along with us and played any of the bets,
Yep.
did any of the DFS picks, I personally had a very good weekend playing everything that I put out there for you, that we put out there for you on Sunday. So if you would have listened and followed along, you would have won some money.
Yeah.
Yes, don't do what my brother did. My brother 2 weeks in a row has done the total opposite of what we said, and then has called me complaining that he didn't get what he bet on.
Well, no shit.
Do you watch the show? Do you listen to the show?
Like that Baltimore.
We told you both of the situations.
Right.
He took Baltimore against the Lions, said, no, that's going to be a trap game. They're not going to cover it.
Right.
That's the way it's going to go. And then yesterday, I love you for this one, Joey, but you were an idiot thinking the Raiders had a chance.
Well, shit. The Sunday, the Baltimore Denver game, that was easy money. That was easy money.
Right.
Honestly, I wish I'd thrown more on that game.
And you guys looked at me like I was nuts when I said I would buy it up to 6.5. They ended up winning by what, 20 something?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you buy it up to 6.5?
No, I am currently unemployed.
Oh.
You know,
Okay.
I got to wait till I go back to work so I
Gotcha.
can have money so I can waste money on
Straight cash,
these
homie.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to push a bad button.
Sorry,
there.
I'm a
Right.
broke bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
But anyway, so yeah, it's our weekly show picks are what they are. But when it comes down to it, if you listen to Sunday's show at 10:30 on Sunday mornings, You'll get some winners,
Dan and Joe know what the fuck they're talking about.
and so do you.
Nah, I just,
Yes, you do.
I just sit here.
Frank and I talked about this last week after the show. Is you don't give yourself enough credit. You know what you're talking about.
Like the fantasy thing, I totally understand why you kind of stay back from it.
Yeah, it's not my
But
deal.
when it comes to betting, you're right more than you're wrong, and you just need to
It's funny the balance in my fan does not agree with you.
start betting on all the things
Right.
you
I know
say,
that.
and it will.
But yeah, so
Or just
so,
bet on what he tells you.
So
to bet on.
listen to Sunday's shows if you get a chance at 10:30 a.m. And again, I'll tell you flat out. I'll be honest with you right now. I only bet when it comes to units. I bet $10. That's my unit. That's my unit to measure when it comes to units. Like when we say bet 1 unit, bet 2 units. It's your unit to measure what you bet, and mine is $10. So if we say bet 2 units, I'm betting 20. Most of the time, I stick to 10. I play some parlays here and there, bet some straight bets. I just told you boys before the show started. Everything I put out there, I pretty much put my money where my mouth is on Sunday shows.
Absolutely.
For the year, I'm up almost $2,100 in betting $10. So imagine what you could do if you took what we said on Sundays and did that for yourself. Now, not every bet is a winner. You're not always going to come out a winner. Like, you can't be perfect with this. But more times than not, the advice we give out on Sundays, the advice Dan gives out on Sundays, myself, Chris, Frank, we do know what we're talking about, and we can lead you into an area where you're going to make some money. And not saying you're going to get rich,
No,
but listen,
you get some walking around money.
you can make a few ducats.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah, absolutely.
a couple TJs.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you want to get into the bets for this week?
yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's time!
All right, we're gonna start out with the Red River rivalry or shootout, whatever the fuck they're calling it now.
Say that 5 times
Yeah, I
fast.
know, right? The Oklahoma Sooners laying 3.5 versus the Texas Longhorns. Texas is back, y'all, as they say every fucking time they win the game. Oh, we're back, we're back, we're back. Frank, you want to start this one off?
It's gonna be a real easy one. Give me Oklahoma.
I'm with you on that. Oklahoma minus 3.5. I think that is easy money. I'm sorry, Texas. For the past decade, you've been saying we're back. We're back. You're not back.
Oklahoma's gonna win it outright. That 3.5 it's a nice little something.
Yeah.
If you actually have faith in Texas.
And I don't think either of
but
these teams are that good.
It shouldn't
But-
really be enough to change your
Like,
mind.
I get it's a rivalry game. I understand that. But it's neutral site. Give me Oklahoma.
Joe.
Same. Give me Oklahoma. minus 3.5 is listen, this could have been minus 6.5, and I take Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That's really kind of all I have to say about that. It could have been minus 6.5. I would take it. So at minus 3.5, I'm absolutely all over Oklahoma.
All right.
Andrew makes it Oklahoma to complete the sweep.
Nice.
A sweep.
Moving to the SEC, the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Mississippi Rebels, I guess. I don't know what the fuck they're called anymore.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Ole Miss laying 6.
The Ole Miss Eli Mannings.
Fair enough. I dig it. The Ole Miss Kiffins? Lane Kiffin? I don't know. Again, they're not all winners.
They're not. They're not. I can attest to that. I'm gonna look at this game and I'm so listen. Arkansas has burned me twice now. I went against them one game and they destroyed the spread in that game.
Yep.
I went with them one game and they shit the bed.
Yep.
So I'm at a loss in this one. Other than I like
So
Ole
what you're
Miss.
saying is you're not picking this game.
I'm not. No. Ole Miss, I like the way they've been playing, and Arkansas did look really bad this last week. I'm going to roll with Ole Miss.
I'm also
At
going
home.
to yes, I'm also going to go with Ole Miss. That's one of the reasons because the game is in Oxford. But I also think that game against Alabama, they did not play well. They got their asses handed to them by Alabama, and I think they kind of want to avenge that. And I bought into Arkansas last week. I'm sorry, you're a fraud. Arkansas is a fraud.
See that, and that's what I did too. I bought into them last week because they screwed me over before, and they looked so good, and then they screwed me over this last week, and they looked like garbage.
Yeah. So give me Ole Miss.
I'm gonna give Auburn Auburn. I'm looking at the next game right. I'm gonna give Arkansas a bounce back game here.
Okay.
Give me Arkansas and Andrew as
And
well.
Andrew is rolling with Arkansas as well.
I don't know what his mindset is, but he's going with.
All right, staying in the SEC, Georgia taking on Auburn. Georgia laying 14.5.
Georgia.
This is tough. This one's tough.
Give me who I believe should be the number 1 team in the country, Georgia.
Yep.
Okay. I'm actually going to take Auburn to cover.
Listen, 14.5 is a lot of points. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it is.
But Frank, I'm with you. I think they should be the number 1 team in the country.
If
And
there's
No
I think
disrespect
I
to
think
Bama.
they are.
No,
Bama
none.
is Bama. They are always, without a doubt, that number 1 team. Right now, I think Georgia has played good enough to unseat them in the next week or two.
If this game was in Athens, I would 1,000% take Georgia. But that stadium in Auburn, it's a difficult venue to win in.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to take Auburn getting the 14.5.
All right. Andrew agrees with you on that one.
All right.
I like we're differing on some things here.
Yeah, it's nice, right? Moving to the Big Ten, Penn State going to Kinnick to take on Iowa. Iowa laying 2. This is easy for me. Give me Iowa.
Yep. I mean, you stole it from me a little bit.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I was literally going to say the same thing. It's easy for me. Iowa. Iowa's at home. They look damn good.
And it's not quite a night game, but it's a 4 o'clock game.
Yeah.
At
So
Kinnick,
it's
which is
dusk.
Oh, which is incredibly difficult to win
Yes.
at.
So yeah, this one is an easy choice for me.
Yep.
Minus the 2 points is not a big deal. Even if they only win by a field goal, you're still winning the game. So yeah, give me Iowa.
I'm taking the upset.
Are you taking Penn State?
Gonna take Penn State
All right.
on this one. Andrew's
Andrew's
with
taking
you too.
Andrew's taking Iowa.
Andrew's taking Iowa?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Staying in the Big Ten, Michigan traveling to Lincoln to take on Nebraska. Michigan laying 3.5.
We want to go with me on the first here?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll go with the non-Michigan guy. I'm going to give this one to Michigan, to
All
be
right.
honest with you.
All right.
I'm not loving what I'm seeing out of that team, but I don't think that team has actually let you see everything they're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
I think Harbaugh is kind of saving stuff for when they actually start playing better opponents.
Joe?
Yeah.
I just see him out of the corner
Yeah,
of my
right.
eye. He's
Nope,
shaking
nope.
his head.
Okay, first of all, he's not saving anything. He doesn't
doesn't
have
have-
any.
yeah.
He doesn't have any tricks up his sleeve. But playing the game they're currently playing, they can beat Nebraska by more than 3.5 points. Give me Michigan rolling in this game by at least 10. With that said, they're not saving anything. They're not playing secret on anything. Harbaugh's got nothing up his sleeves. And when he plays a team with a better defense that can stop the run, they're going to be fucked. But until then, rolling with Michigan.
I've been flip-flopping on this game this entire episode, and I originally picked Nebraska.
I've never been yelled at for supporting Michigan before. I just got a stern talking to
Nice.
for picking Michigan.
No, not for
They're
picking
not
it.
saving anything. They do not have anything up their sleeve, but I'm picking Michigan.
Yeah, I would not for your pick. I didn't give you a stern talking to for your pick. For the fact that you think they're saving something, that's not happening. Anyway, Chris,
Yes,
you're flopping on this.
I'm flopping and twitching on this one this entire episode.
You're dead fishing it.
Yeah, right.
You're fish out of watering it.
The sad part is I already have his pick, so I'm not even waiting for him.
No, I originally picked Nebraska to get the
you did?
3.5, but the
You're
more
backtracking on it?
the more I've thought about
Okay.
it, the more I think Michigan wins. I'm gonna say by a touchdown. Yeah, give me Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job, Joe. You convinced
And-
him.
No, it
and
had
Andrew-
nothing to do with him.
And Andrew-
that passion
Wow.
of the talking to I got.
You didn't have to be so stern about the fact it had nothing to do with me.
Now Joe's getting salty about somebody being
What
stern
the hell,
with him.
man?
I know. Sorry, man.
Had nothing to do with what I said. I'm not. I didn't influence your pick at all.
Just for the record, I will never pick Michigan again.
It wasn't about your pick, dude.
I made that mistake once.
Wasn't a-
never again.
It wasn't about your pick. Anyway, so yeah, Andrew goes with Michigan as well.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, staying in the Big Ten, Michigan State traveling to Rutgers. Michigan State laying 5.
Frank, you go first. And I'll give you a stern talking to no matter what you do.
Right.
I take whoever Joe takes.
There you go. That'll do it.
No, I'm gonna ride with Sparty on this one. Michigan handled Rutgers. Spoiler for next week. I really like Sparty. I think Sparty is a better team than Michigan is. I don't see them having any issue with Rutgers.
All right.
A little teaser for what my pick next week will be.
I'm going to take Rutgers getting the 5. I think Schiano can put together a defense that can stifle Michigan State and the running game because that's the bread and butter. That's the running game. The running game is really good.
We talk about Michigan whether they do or don't have a passing game.
Right.
That's known with Sparty. There is none.
Right.
Like,
But you saw what Schiano did against Michigan in that running game.
and he shut it down.
And he's a defensive guy. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me to see Rutgers win this game outright. but getting the points, I'm taking Rutgers.
Okay.
I don't have to say anything more. You kind of said it all. You didn't influence my pick at all, but
Of course not.
I'm going to go with Rutgers.
What the fuck, man?
You didn't influence me one fucking bit, bro. Everything you said went right over my head.
Joe is
I didn't-
really aggressive today.
I didn't
He
pay
really
attention.
is. And like we were talking about the whole get excited thing earlier.
Yeah.
He even said that aggressively. Get excited.
Shut up.
Andrew's going
Andrew's
Sparty.
going Sparty.
You want to give him a talking to?
Andrew, that's a bad pick, bro. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking.
I don't want him feeling left out.
I don't know
You've
what the
yelled
fuck
at
you're
Chris. You've yelled at me.
Andrew, I don't know. Listen, did you not listen to anything Chris just said? I know I said I didn't, but did you? What the fuck, man? Sparty? Anyway, go ahead.
Thursday night.
Thursday night NFL game. Yes, there you go.
We're not doing the Notre Dame Virginia Tech game?
No.
Okay.
Who?
Notre Dame.
Who?
Virginia Tech.
Who?
Number 14 ranked for Notre Dame. Traveling to Virginia Tech. Giving up 1 point. No? Okay.
Give me
all right.
Virginia Tech. In Blacksburg, give me Virginia Tech. Done.
I mean, are we making this a real actual pick?
You brought it up, so we might as well fucking do it.
I just thought we would.
We're fucking doing it, all right?
Fine. Give me Virginia Tech. Give me Virginia Tech.
Now y'all are really fucking things up on me.
Why?
What's the
Why is
spread?
it-
What's the
One.
spread on the game?
One.
Minus one.
Notre Dame's given one.
Notre Dame's given one.
Okay.
I like to throw wrenches into plans.
Chris, you got who?
I'm taking Virginia Tech.
Joe, Vatek.
Vatek.
Fuck you guys.
Andrew, get your pick in.
I'm taking Notre Dame.
Frank's taking Notre Dame. Big surprise.
Andrew, get your pick in. Come on.
5, 4. Notre Dame. There we go, buddy.
All right. Good job.
Now let's go back to the Thursday night game.
Now, now let's go Thursday night.
We got a sexy matchup. We got the
Sexy.
Joe really just had a fit to make sure that he could pick against Notre Dame.
right.
No, it's just
He yelled at me for supporting his former school.
So
and now
Okay.
has a shit fit because he wants to pick against Notre Dame.
okay. So let's clear this up. Didn't get into you because you picked the team.
I feel attacked.
Got
I'm feeling attacked personally.
Frank's triggered.
Triggered. No, listen. I asked if we were going to pick Notre Dame because normally we pick the three teams that we have a tie to. Like that's what we pick. Notre Dame's usually included in every one of our picks every week.
Frank doesn't.
That's why I asked
He
that.
has Notre Dame. He has Michigan State. What the fuck?
Wait a
Well,
minute.
that's true. Hey, you're right. You're right. Actually,
You have given me the talking to. You've given me attitude.
he just says you don't count.
He just straight up fuck you. You don't count.
Let me rephrase that. Notre
Wow.
Dame. So Frank gets two teams? Is that what we're saying here?
There's one thing I can tell you over the last 24 hours, my self-esteem is through the fucking roof.
So Frank gets two teams.
If I get 4 NFL ones, yes, I get 2 college ones.
It's Frank's rules.
I win. But why do you win?
I got a 2, a 4, an 8, and a 6. I win.
He wins because he has more teams playing.
I guess.
One of them is about to win, and if one of them wins, he wins.
There you go.
Quick story, not that it matters to anything, but Big Daddy quotes actually got me kicked out of a campground as a kid. 3 o'clock in the morning, we were doing the Heap Up Anonymous.
You got kicked out for that?
And they wanted to kick us out for it. They let us stay till the morning, but they wanted to kick us out because it was 3 a.m. and a bunch of 12-year-olds were doing,
Heap Up Anonymous?
damn you!
You
He
give
can't
me-
even read!
Damn you give him the easy ones.
Jesus. All right.
Yep, almost got kicked out.
Don't make fun of the delivery
Got to
guy.
stay until morning, but almost got kicked out.
Don't make fun of the delivery guy. It's not his fault he can't read.
But I wipe my own ass!
Me too.
Wipe my own ass!
Me too.
Okay.
We're going to have to start paying royalties at some point.
This show is completely gone off the rails.
100%. Thursday night, Rams, Sea Chickens.
Yeah, we got to hurry this up. I got Red Sox game to go watch.
Rams are laying 2.5.
Give me the Rams.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to say give me the Rams. I know Seattle played a very solid game this last week, and if you'd have listened to the show on Sunday, you
We
would
took
have.
that. Yeah, we took that.
Hold up.
What?
Joe, look at your screen.
Uh-oh.
By the way, we have a brand new listener, June 20. Oh, shit!
Jeremy, congrats, buddy.
Congratulations, Jeremy is having a baby. June 2022. Congratulations, brother.
Nice.
That's awesome, man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off, but I saw that and I was like, holy shit, good for you, man.
Yeah. Listen, making the announcement live on Sports on Tap Detroit. I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
Congrats.
If you had us breaking Jeremy's baby news as our first breaking news, you're a liar.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
I like it. Congratulations, brother.
Yes,
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's great news.
And now I'm even an afterthought to Jeremy. Thanks, bro.
But bro.
Great. So now Joe, Chris, and Jeremy hate me.
Man, you're just on a roll today.
This is not a good show for you.
Remember those weeks I joked about jumping out the window?
There you go.
Sounds like a good week to do that.
It's so back to what I was saying actually is if you listen to the show on Sunday,
Yep.
you would have heard that we took Seattle in a resounding way.
Yeah, both of us did.
and you would have won some money on that.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, they showed up, they played out, they won us some money. I don't see them competing on that level against the Rams. I think the Rams are a field goal better than them in Seattle. I'm taking the Rams.
I think the Rams have a bounce back game after getting whooped by Arizona.
That's the other thing I agree with.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think they bounce back this week, and I think they take care of business against the Sea Chickens. I think they get after Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Yep.
I think Sean McVay busts out another 55-yard sprint all the way down the tunnel to catch up with Deshaun Jackson.
Sure, if he wants. I hope he doesn't pull a hamstring doing it, but yeah.
Did you miss that last week?
Don't
I
pull a
did.
hammy.
Oh, yeah. Deshaun Jackson called, I want to say it was like a 50-plus yarder, and fucking Sean McVay ran from center field, from the 50.
Frank's got baseball in the brain right now. He's wants to.
That's why I said we got a Sox game on right now, man.
center field.
He ran from the 50 straight down through the tunnel to catch up with Deshaun Jackson after a touchdown.
He wants to go watch the most played out matchup in all of baseball. The fucking Yankees and Ho Sox.
I'll never get tired of it.
Yawn.
I'd rather watch that than Michigan versus Ohio State.
I don't watch either of them, to be honest with you.
I'm just using that as the example.
I get it.
That's
I
the
get
other great rivalry in sports.
Yeah.
Quebec, go ahead.
I love when he randomly throws ones in. Wow.
Yeah, right.
But we did mention earlier how we were going to do Frank's Entertainment Minute.
Yes.
Real quick, new Dave Chappelle comedy stand-up. I gave it a chance earlier today. Fucking incredible.
All right. I'll have to check that
Awesome.
out for sure.
Yeah, we need to actually come up with a segment for you because Chris, I think it was your idea actually. Frank's entertainment segment for the week.
What was it?
I dig it.
It
Frank's
was
Entertainment Minute.
it was a Facebook comment.
Yeah.
And it was something about Pete Davidson. And then Chris just spun that into me fucking taking over a whole minute of the show to talk about.
I think it's genius.
Celebrity.
Yeah, whatever you want to talk about, whether it's
think you
wrestling,
really-
AEW,
Doesn't
Right.
matter.
And see,
Anything.
that's the thing. Well, if we're talking entertainment, sports entertainment, yeah, I can go with
Any
wrestling
entertainment
for a
Uh,
fucking minute.
Listen, you're more into entertainment than him and I are.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm kind of in the middle as far as entertainment goes. But you are into wrestling. You're into TV shows. You're into you can talk entertainment. You pay attention to entertainment more than we
Yeah.
do.
I just
It's
don't think it's
right
gonna-
up your alley.
I'm just glad we're keeping the standards low, keeping expectations low.
Well, we have to with you.
1 minute. 1 minute is a time I can achieve.
What's
That works.
I'm literally giving you guys a joke right now. Neither one. Thank you.
Nice.
I mixed up the mouses.
I'm literally here going 1 minute.
Listen.
1 minute.
I've got two computers here. I went for the one mouse and it was the wrong fucking mouse.
Nice.
That's what she said.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
There you go.
You're a loser.
If there's one
All
thing
right.
I've gathered from my last 24 hours, it is that I'm a loser.
That was aimed more towards me, actually. That was a drop aimed at myself for mixing up the mouses and not getting the drop right.
I mean, I give you credit for figuring out two mouses most of the time anyways.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
It's like watching a bunch of retards trying to fuck a doorknob.
All right. With that said, is there anything else for the day, boys?
Send it home.
Yeah, I think it's
All right. All right. That's gonna do it for tonight.
Give him the whole go home cue.
Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all of our podcasts on your favorite podcast provider. As always, check out our website, sotdet.com. You can check out all of our picks, fantasy rankings, starts and sits. We got a bunch of other things there for fantasy and the picks. Check out sotdet.com. Want to thank everybody for listening and or watching. On behalf of Chris and Frank, I'm Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you next Tuesday.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No, 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 no.
Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
And you were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.